This is Low Moon Origins, and the story continues.
This dimness of intellect. Today, I could only offer you to ask a certain question. For example, we could ask if there is a magic that can heal the damage that has been done, or is there a more mundane method by which the damage could be healed?
Both of those sound reasonable, but I have little experience talking to you.
It seems that you have encountered something that goes into the realms of ancient magic, something that unravels the strings of this existence. You're not cursed, at least as far as we can tell. You're not enchanted, but somehow your fabric has been rewritten.
Sounds accurate.
There are said to be beings that can accomplish such. I assume if it can be rewritten to your detriment, it can be rewritten to your benefit. It means it can be undone by such a being. The question is whether or not such a being exists and could be entreated to favor you sufficient to undo that which has been done. That sounds to me like a somewhat more epic quest than simply casting a certain spell or drinking a potion.
Does Dorothy know of any creatures, but extra-planar creatures? Demons come to mind because that's what most of the summoning to this plane and making them do something spells are. Mm-hmm. But technically, you can do it with any extra-planar being. Mm-hmm. Does he know of any extra-planar beings that have that particular capability?
Capability of draining intelligence or capability of restoring it?
Restoring it, or at least the capability of rewriting some facet of the creature.
So roll a d20 for starters.
He does have monster lore. Two.
Container lore?
Yes. So I drop the alchemy appraisal and okay.
Dan, do I know if this might be more akin to...
I mean, it generally is more akin to life force. It's restoration, which restores levels. But it's definitely spiritual in nature, and so what he has going on is somehow spiritual in nature. Unfortunately, that would probably mean that straight up it wouldn't do it, but maybe it could be tweaked to do it, since you're having enough difficulty getting to work in the first place.
I'll ask you, if I can...
Sure. On the floor.
Along with the ink and the pen.
I'll try to copy out the notes as best as I can. I'm pretty sure it'll stuck at the bed at some point.
Yeah.
Interested in giving financially to Low Moon and support the campaign? Text LMGIVE, that's LMGIVE, to 419-419-0095.
So right off the top of your head, there aren't any creatures per se that are coming to mind, but you can think of higher level daemon, rulers of planes, things like that might be able to do things like that. For example, pit fiends essentially get wishes, so that basically means they can rewrite the fabric to be whatever they want it to be. Things like that. For example, mind flayers can leave people stunned or comatose, but another effect of that is permanently reduce intelligence. Intellect devourers can possess a body and possibly reduce intelligence to 0, so that would be they would no longer be functional, essentially. And then certain cursed tomes and books come to mind. There are creatures that affect physical characteristics, like people's strength or dexterity. There are versions of shadows that can do physical or non-physical characteristics, so there are shadows that drain intelligence and wisdom as opposed to drain that con or dex. There are undead creatures that drain con mostly. The Yanogu, or Orcus, has been known to curse priests or divine characters with madness or divine disfavor, which results in a reduction in wisdom or intellectual stats.
That's I could learn to hate intelligence from other people, but that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, the mage or clerical spell, Contact Other Plane, both can get it, can adversely affect intellectual stats, wisdom or intelligence. If something goes wrong with wish spells or cursed items, and once the effect of a cursed item takes place to make a reduction, the person would no longer be considered cursed. The item is cursed, the reduction happens, and then the reduction would not be considered the curse, so that would make that a can remove curse on it. And there's probably others that he's aware of, but again, that trail doesn't seem to lead to something that you can necessarily fix. However, the alchemist in you does, maybe start to brainstorm and think, well, let's see, okay, if you could add, certain traits of certain creatures, the blood of this, the blood of that, the feathers of this, the feathers of that, you start thinking, it's something that would take a long time, potentially, you'd have to research magical properties and formulae and stuff, but you think that it would be feasible to construct a potion that was designed to add intelligence, and that a potion designed to add intelligence intelligence certainly work much better on a person who formerly had that intelligence than on a person who never had it. So, for example, a potion that can only raise a person's intelligence to 18 because of their racial limitation could still raise yours to 19 because of their racial limitation. So there are options, is the point. It depends on which pathway to solution you necessarily want to go down. He does suggest one thing too, and Yura does, which is if you want to solve a problem such as something that is altering the fabric of the existence of a thing, the person to ask would be Sarah, because she has managed on more than one occasion, to my knowledge, to craft potions or elixirs or oils or powders to do that very thing.
Thank you, though.
Who is Sarah?
She's a sage, a very powerful sage who has had connection with the universe in a way that she understands the fabric of it perhaps better than any other person, or better than all except a select few, most of which were killed, though she is one of the very few that remain. She has a palace to the southwest of the kingdom past the Great Swamp on the edge of the Dwarven Land. In fact, one of her most recent exploits, for example, was when Lady Kendra was aged 2, almost 100 years old, and passed away due to a weakness of her spirit, basically dying of old age, or nearly dying. Some of your individuals, Ren, for example, was involved with Kakako.
That is when I was introduced to him.
They were able to, she was able to concoct a potion using an ancient chalice, which they retrieved, which not only restored Lady Kendra, but restored her to younger health than when she was actually stricken with the aged. Okay, so they know her, and it would be feasible for you to address this matter with her. That would be my suggestion. Even if she can't help or wouldn't be inclined to help, and I don't know, it depends on what else she's doing, whether she would be inclined to help. She could certainly give you insight, and would. She is a good natured.
Do you know of someone who could bring you there? Has Jasmine been there before?
I don't believe she was part of that. She was part of that.
Hoping for magic.
I can hold it.
You can wait a week in Lorelei.
I'll first.
You memorized place there? Or been there enough? Did you live there?
I was there for quite a while before undertaking the quest.
There for a week to 10 days.
At least a week. It should be long.
Alright. Are you willing to commune with your goddess on my behalf?
I can pray for the blessing. If she grants it, I will take that to mean that she's willing to fecund this.
I will spend tonight in meditation and to diagnose one of you more thoroughly. Tomorrow, should you grant this miracle, I would like to consult with you as you would find out. And then in the morning, if you are willing to memorize teleportation, we consider going. We will be parties if you are willing.
So we could list what's being done together.
I'm not sure what we've been doing in world limits, but regardless, that's my plan.
I'll send a message to you in the morning. It'll probably be around 10 to let you know whether I've been successful in getting the blessing or not. If I have not been, I will nonetheless use my current blessings later today to ask a simple question. For example, if it would be beneficial for you to inquire of Lady Sarah with regard to your flight, that kind of thing.
I will be in your debt.
I should like nothing better, though. My immediate responsibilities lie here and in defending this fledgling community against its ever-shifting surroundings.
It's good to have power.
Yes, it is. And we Dedalians must stick together, even though I know you were actually born on the element plane of air.
Dedalia is my uncle. I'd like to rest. It's been a long here. I suppose it's been a long 3 weeks.
You may use one of our guest chambers if you wish, or return to your chambers wherever they are. Simply apprise me of your whereabouts so that my messenger may find you in the morning.
I will rest here. Maybe something to be gleaned from the tent. I was staying with Lorelei before we left, and some strange happening went on there, but I can worry about that.
We'll need to make arrangements to get this Wilma Toten body to the temple in the morning as well, so I can raise her.
And do you intend on staying here?
Not.
I'm sorry.
He said Eknot.
I will make those arrangements. I did mention an experiment about your teleportation. If you didn't want
We can at least entertain it. I'm growing more concerned now than I was previously, but
we can discuss it while I'm on my way to make arrangements for the body.
I think we should discuss it now. I'd like to stay here, and should I rejoin with the party, we may get, as you said, whisked away.
And there's no accounting for tragic events, but while Lorelei is recovering, I find it unlikely that she'll be whisked anywhere.
Stranger things have happened.
Very well. I will excuse you, gentlemen. I am off to visit my young priestess and see for sure that she is recovering well. In the meantime, I will have an acolyte show you to what chambers you may use. If you're going to conduct some form of experiment regarding your teleportation or transportation magic, I suggest you do so outside the temple.
Understood.
Very well. Okay. Meanwhile, about that time, Victor has fully clothed himself.
It's a simple one.
And I mean, it's only just a few minute run down to the docks. Are you wearing armor? Or are you going a little lighter?
I'm going to go a little lighter, foolishly, but
No experience.
there's a ship involved, and if I happen to fall off a boat for some reason, I'd feel really bad drowning in my own harbor.
Everybody else in the room later.
Okay, anyway, so you run down to the docks, you get a longboat, and the longboat takes you successfully, without incident, out to the flagship.
I wish I'd thrown out there.
Oh, Leon didn't catch him before he went. Leon and Hugh were trying to catch him when he was
They
coming
probably,
in and
actually,
out.
you'd probably bump into them at the docks, because they were there for a little bit. So, Ron, as you were leaving Stone, the ship warden, you see Victor heading down to the docks. He is fully dressed, and he is running.
Whoa, where's the fire?
I'm not quite sure, actually.
You stand there, he's like, he runs back and forth a little bit as he's slowing down, but then he does stop. When he's standing still, he stops running.
Something you need help with?
So many things. But, no, I'm going out to check in with Eveline to see what's been going on the past couple of weeks. And
Hugh drops to one knee and he puts his hand across his chest and he says, Lord Victor, I am Hugh, your faithful servant.
I step aside and motion my hand.
thank you, Hugh. You may rise.
Stands up.
Hugh has been helping me look for the body of my fallen pain growl.
We've found some good information. It
It's been most helpful.
seems perhaps a delay now until later this evening when a certain ship is coming back into port.
Something happened?
Growl died before we...
No, I just meant involving the ship.
The best I've been able to find out is there was possibly a large cat that went out on a merchant ship. I'm not sure if it was dead or alive, but that's the best information I've been able to get. So,
Well, on that, if there's anything that I can do, let me know.
yeah, he's great. As far as I know, he's still dead. I just didn't know if they buried him somewhere or how to see.
Seems like it'd be a bit strange. What's the name of the ship? Do you know?
Cypress Ford.
Cypress Ford,
Cypress Ford.
captained by Batista.
John Baptista? Sorry.
This is just after dawn now, and the port is coming to life. People are coming out of their houses, from out of the inn. Some people slept on ship and they're coming out on deck. There's fishing going on. The monks from the kind of ramshackled shack, whatever you remember, ramshackled shack.
Ramshackled shack.
Yeah, there you go.
Ramshackled
That's a
shack.
tough phrase. Anyway, are coming. They're checking their lobster traps. You can see them out on their boats checking their lobster trap. The sounds of sparring and more activity up further in town. Quite a bit of activity, but it's still dawn, so it's 20-30% of what it will be in a couple of hours.
Last I knew, he was in Lorelei tent. I guess I should have inquired first about where her tent could pop up.
He was in the military.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what would happen with those tents when somebody's gone for as long as we were gone. But fortunately, things are looking up and we'll maybe be able to make better arrangements for folks in the near future. Might I ask a boon of you?
Anything.
I had sent a message.
Service cheerfully rendered.
I had sent a message to High Priest Inura offering to meet at dawn, but I have to meet Eveline on board ship. If you wouldn't mind getting him the message that I will check in with him as soon as possible. I don't want him trying to look around trying to find me now.
I can do that. I'll take the message myself, and then I'll come back and look you up.
Hey, Victor, do you have a gold piece on you?
I have a few gold.
Mind if I borrow a gold piece?
Not at all. Take two, they're small.
Okay, I'll hand you gold pieces to you.
Oh, that's not necessary.
I understand.
Accepts them, puts them in his pouch. All right.
Are you part of the guard or garrison here?
I am not. I am a knight errant, presumably of the Moon Protectorate, though I might not be in objection to being knighted by any proper Lomonian order. Very well. I am about my duty. I'll look you up after.
Thank you.
Ron, roll a d20.
I'm writing down his name, so he kind of succeeded.
11.
Yeah. As you're standing there, you're about 100 yards from the water. You hear the sound of the water lapping on the shore. You notice that the tide has come in, and so it's pretty far up, about as far as it gets, and quite a bit of activity. But out across town, you see that there's the inn that everyone had visited previously or whatever, and then there's another building that must be either a tavern or like a boarding house or something. It's a flattish, wide building. It was under construction previously, but you kind of just didn't really pay any attention to any signage or anything like that. It wasn't being used or anything. But it is now basically complete. And you see a group of individuals come out, and one of the women that's in that group is wearing a long flowing red dress and has blonde hair and somehow looks strangely familiar to you. Mind you, you're seeing her from 200 yards away across town, so not in great detail. And there are 4 of them: a man in heavy armor, that woman who's in a red dress with blonde hair, a man in like leather, almost looks like a kind of ranger's garb, brown and green, and has a flowing cloak and has a bow in hand, and then a young person who's probably like either maybe could be a half elf or smallish in size for some reason, less than 5 foot tall and thin and wearing darker colors, and has a hood up, so you can't really see like hair or face, that kind of thing. You can't see any of them with great detail, but obviously your ranger eyes, keen to pick them out at a couple hundred yards across town. And more, the wind, which is blowing currently in the kind of like from, as you're facing that direction, it's blowing from ahead to your right, which is basically the way they are, carries just a hint of their conversation, and you hear the man in heavy armor say, perhaps to the rest of the group or to one of them specifically, all I know is they came back with a big chest of gold, and then that's all you catch. And then they head not toward the waterfront, but deeper in town. And then once they get past the inn and turn, you can't see them anymore.
You'll have to forgive me. I must see into something. James, I'm talking to.
Sorry.
Forgive me. I have to go see about something.
Very well. I'll be back at some point. Are you staying with the others?
I am. Well, when it's raining.
Figure out a way to track over everybody says.
I will leave notice where I will be.
I need a man for this.
You? It's good meeting you.
You need a man.
He calls back and says, you as well. I'll see you again, I'm sure. He's now jogging off down the street toward the temple. This is the same general direction, but his is kind of like more toward the center back of town, and yours is more toward the Diamond Cove side.
I'm jogging away from Victor toward the person I vaguely recognize.
Okay.
Trying to be discreet. Trying to catch up to.
Okay. So not like breakneck, but jogging through town. All right, and then Victor turns and runs toward the docks.
Yeah, so we all go running from the spot on the
A brief conversation, then everybody goes running in different directions.
Sorry, Victor is in the back of his head going, at some point this is going to cause a panic. I shouldn't be running around everywhere. It makes people think something's wrong.
Victor runs past some fishermen who are on the docks, and they're just like kind of lazily carrying their stuff along, and then they all look at each other, and they all run in different directions.
It's like a jog or
One of those guys runs past like an area where the livery, where it's a bunch of horses and stuff, and there's a guy there who's taking a message, and he starts running.
Sorry.
It's spreading across town. There's a guy running that way. It's a messenger going through town toward the temple. He's running.
Sorry. It just reminds me of
starting a trend
of the Mark Twain story where he sent a note to all his friends saying, "Flee, we have been discovered."
Yep.
10 people left town.
Yeah.
It's that last little bit of movement into the boat that's hard.
Just
run
and
jump into the boat. Roll a dex check.
Careful, I'm going to jump too far. I'm running.
Jump too far.
15.
You're like
No
frostbitten.
You jump into the boat.
You'll be lucky if you
I
get
don't-
in the boat.
The men quickly scramble into the boat. Are we in a hurry, my lord?
Not in particular.
Oh, calm down.
But I do need taken out to Lady Adeline's ship, if you would.
Absolutely. They push you off and take you out.
And I'm resisting the urge to run every moment the boat is moving.
There you go. Okay. Alright, so you arrive on boat. Meanwhile, Taya sleeps away, having pleasant dreams about the Elven High Court.
I'm going back in Wilmington.
Yeah. So did you put off the experiment for now?
Well, are you joining me in the retrieval of Wilmington's body, Arden?
No, he wanted to stay here.
You did accompany us here.
No, he said you can talk about it here.
Oh, okay.
That was, about what he does.
So the plan is simple. Basically, I meditate and get into a state that I can determine your identity, and then you get a mentor from your me to some appointee and determine your identity when you land to see that change. Or if that there's another thing that
I agree that could be helpful in determining what's happening here. My fears are not assuaged that any one casting of Dimension or teleport could loose whatever the thing is. If it happens to be me but malicious, we are in a load of trouble.
if makes you feel any better, we could have some of our companions around. Lily at least should at least tell you when the optimal time to do this is the Dimension Door.
I agree that it should be done. I don't think it should be done yet. It's a good plan. I would like to meditate tonight and think on things and revisit it on the morrow.
Okay. With that time, we'll go retrieve Wilmington.
Okay. So, at about the same time, Leon, Victor, and Hugh have a conversation on the waterfront, and you leave Dorkian, and then you arrive at Wilmatosen's body as the three of them are still jogging across town, because your move rate's like 5 times theirs.
Wow.
Ren comes sprinting up next to me going, "Why are you walking so fast?"
Nice.
On your left.
That's good.
Very good.
Okay.
I applaud you, sir.
So first,
Like the old lady from
as Leon enters the back quarter, okay, so you know that you're in the Diamond Cove quarter of town, and you go into that area of town where like plots are marked off, but no building has begun. There's plots that have not been assigned, basically, and they have sporadic trees and the occasional tree stump, and you see the occasional animal trap, like a snare, that kind of thing. So this area is being it's functional. People are like coming through here, and you came through this area before when you were going out into the woods where the lumberjacks were working and stuff. And as you enter that area, you see the small foursome that you previously saw and described about 40 yards away on the other side of that area, and they appear intent on heading into the jungle. They're walking pretty much single file and kind of weaving in between trees and brush and like that to give the impression of kind of like an adventuring party, basically.
I figured that. Just trying to get a better look at
She is next to last in the line, but behind her is only the small person. You can see her pretty clearly. The heavy armored guy is in the front, and then the ranger-looking fellow is second.
I don't better recognize her closer.
I mean, now you're seeing her from behind. She is not.
I went to gym.
Yep, no.
He has a type.
Almost all iterations of Janice are black or dark-haired. Not that they couldn't dye their hair. She is leaning on a staff as she walks, or using it as a walk stick. Very well could be a mage.
How far away are they again?
40 yards. You could easily catch them at this point. They're just walking. If you run, you would catch them in like 20, 30 seconds. They would know you're coming, obviously. But you could just call out 40 yards away.
Excuse me.
Okay. One of them notices immediately, and they all kind of stop. They're standing. They move so that they can see. So you kind of stand on a little bit of a hodgepodge of bark, basically, on the edge of the jungle and look back at you. And you see the four previously described individuals. The blonde lady, definitely a mage. You're pretty sure you've met her before. Roll a d20 and see if you remember her name.
Shoot, that's
Okay. Starts with a J. You think maybe Julia or something like that. See if she recognizes you. She does not.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I think I recognize you somewhere. My name's Leon.
They start walking back.
I'm addressing the mage lady.
Okay. Are you walking forward, or are you staying there?
I'll move forward till I don't feel like it's social.
Okay. I mean, so yeah, you're standing 3 to 5 yards, like 5 yards from her. 3 to 5 yards away, or whatever. The heavy armor guy says, "Aren't you Leon?"
That's what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed it. Okay. He says, "Aren't you Leon, the king's servant?"
I guess you could say that, yeah.
Well, I've never met you, but I've seen you at a distance and heard of you. She says, "You're Lorelei's friend, aren't you?"
That's correct. I thought I recognized you from somewhere. I just can't recall. Were you
I don't even know this person.
a friend of Lorelei's or a
More just a
acquaintance?
acquaintance, yeah. She was on a quest of sorts, and I helped her get from place to place. I'm sure we bumped into each other during that time somehow. No, I think actually maybe she had me scry for you. You travel with Victor and
Out of place. Is this when
Kendra.
I was looking for Shy?
No. I don't really remember for sure what the group was doing at the time that it happened. But it was probably, you're thinking it was probably when Lorelei was possessed.
That was mostly
Well,
when
if
Victor
we've
was
never
possessed.
met, I don't know how you would recognize me.
Well, perhaps I was mistaken.
You did think pretty sure that her name was Julia or something like that. You wanted to try to guess her name and
Was
see.
your name perhaps Julia?
Yeah.
She just.
Yeah.
I mean, some
Sure.
people call me Julia, some people call me Julio, and I've had the nickname Judy at times. But so you know my name as if we've met, but I can't place you other than I think as a friend of Lorelei, and I think she had me scribe for you and a few others, mostly unsuccessfully. You know if she ever managed to complete her quest?
She's had several successful quests, so I'm not sure to when you were referring to that.
Have you seen her lately?
I have. I've actually been traveling with her lately.
Oh, is she in the area? She looks at the others and says, "She paid me handsomely for for my services."
She was not in the best of health the last I saw her.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Hopefully she is recovering.
I hope so too, if that's possible. Was she cursed? Or poisoned?
No, last time I saw her, she had perished. But hopefully there's a remedy for such
The
an
man in armor says, "Is this anything we need to be worried about now?" No, I don't think so.
Again, I apologize for bothering you. It's interesting to see a familiar face here on the island.
Absolutely. She says, "We're taking a day trip, maybe 2, back in town later tonight, or maybe tomorrow night if we stay out one."
Heading towards the interior of the island.
Mm-hmm.
Be very careful. It is extremely dangerous. I've made several forays myself.
The young one, who now you realize is apparently human and probably only like 15 or 16 years old, dressed in leather breeches and a leather jerkin, has a
strong jawline and sloppy black hair under his hood. And he says, "You see, I told you it was dangerous." And ranger-looking fellow says, "Lie down, boy. If it weren't dangerous, it wouldn't pay."
You heading towards the lake by chance?
No, is it that close?
I don't think it was.
No, they actually accessed it from the
No, not
beach side.
particularly. I was just going to give you a warning.
The man in armor. We'll take it for future reference in case we ever get out that way. What's the warning?
There's some type of creature in that lake that appeared to be translucent tendrils of water, perhaps an elemental of sorts, or perhaps something else going under the surface. Is pretty dangerous.
Duly noted.
Water breathe spell would be a good idea.
That's kind of you.
Well, again, I apologize for holding you up to
Jesus.
inquire.
If you've been interior to the island some, maybe we could use you. The guy in ranger garb says, "We got it. We don't need him."
Not two in one party, pal.
Unfortunately, my time is needed elsewhere.
Understood. Maybe I'll look you up when I get back in town.
That would be excellent.
Ranger says, "We should get moving. Plenty of daylight as of now, but no sense wasting it." Boy says, "I don't think it's going to be that bright in there in the jungle." The man with the armor steps forward and he says, "Pleasure to meet you. John's my name. We may meet again." And he offers a handshake.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good firm handshake. Feels fairly strong. Nothing like a 20 strength out there. He is not wearing a knightly code, knightly tabard, no symbols, nothing like that. So you're guessing fighter type as well as cavalier. Okay. And then they turn and head back into the woods. As they do so, you notice that she does look back over her shoulder towards you.
I'll let her get a good
Okay. She smiled.
Is there a good reason I don't?
He said humbly. Okay.
Yeah, be careful. I believe the lake's that way.
Doesn't work quite as well for Leon as it might normally because his strength is supernatural. So he goes like this, and he's got a 20 strength, and he could literally poke a hole in a stone wall, but his bicep is like little, comparatively anyway.
You're wiry.
Yeah, and he goes, "Pock!" and the stone wall crumbles. Okay. Anyway.
1 inch punch.
All right. The longboat pulls up alongside the ship. Lord Victor, permission to come aboard. He's expected.
Climb the ladder.
Or make a dex check
whatever.
at -2 as you run up the ladder. Shuffle, 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 shuffle.
Yep, no problem.
It was a little bit of a harrowing experience, nonetheless. It's the fastest she ever went up a rope ladder on the side of a great one ship of the line.
Next time Leon asks me if something's wrong, say yes.
There was a man at a window where they fired the ballista out that looked at you kind of peculiar as you dashed by going up the rope ladder. He goes, "What was that? A roadrunner?" "No, I think it was a knight." "Oh, it was definitely a roadrunner." Okay. You are escorted to her chambers.
I'm sorry, but I make them run.
It's this way, my lord. "Oh, hurry up! He's in a hurry!" They run on ahead, or they try to get ahead. You get ahead. You don't know where to go. You stop. They get ahead. You sort it out. Okay? You do notice that quite a few people on ship seem to be infested with a little bit of extra energy as you pass there. Like they start working harder and doing stuff quicker.
Well, I did say we need it quickly.
Yes. All right. The guy, panting slightly, holds the door open so you can go in. She turns towards you and closes a book, and you see that there is a small child, probably 6 or 7 years old, seated on the bunk, and apparently that they were reading from the book together, or she was reading to him or something. And then she says, with all softness in her voice, "Here, take the book back to the cupboard, set about your calculations for the day." He takes it. It's heavy to him, but he holds it, and then he looks at you as he's on the way out the door, and you take a few quick running steps closer to Evelyn, so you're not talking across the room. And then his eyes get big, and then he runs out the door. Long time no see, sir.
It has been. I'm trying to think of the last time we exactly met face to face.
Welcome back to Adventure Island, anyway.
Yeah.
Word has it you popped up early this morning and wanted to have an immediate meeting.
Well, I know I've been gone for about 3 weeks, although it was only about a week to me. That's still more than long enough to need to get filled in on what's been going on.
Well, I mean, as far as village building goes, quite a bit's been going on here. We've been using some spellcasting and miraculous ability to aid in the process. It's been just over 3 weeks since you were last reported in town, and I imagine that you can see that the temple is pretty much constructed except for the last of the belfry and the peak of the tower, just taking a little bit of time due to the height of it. A lot of scaffolding. The inn is fully constructed. The stables are underway. Those are considered almost like common areas, so getting a lot of help from interested parties. We've been receiving new settlers almost every day, and some portion of the fleet has stayed on station ever since the narrow possible encounter with whatever that armada was sighted en route to the island, but then it sort of turned and then just disappeared. So while magical foul play is suspected, there was no direct encounter with enemy forces. I'm due back in the capital early this coming week, so at least the flagship will no longer be on station.
I'm glad you've been here in my absence.
The king has asked me to serve on the council, at least in the short term. So if we are successful in creating a burgeoning society here, it will benefit the Navy substantially. I should tell you that a considerable effort has already been put into establishing a fortress stronghold on the island away from the village, even before the first settlers arrived. And my intelligence tells me that it is defensible now, but that the roads between it and the cove that is near it are not fully constructed and passable at this time. So once both of those two things are in line, we'll mostly be staying out of your hair, though as long as I am asked to serve on the council, I will be visiting the village often. We've been having town hall meetings, not every day, but nearly, and Anura and myself, a couple of others who have stepped forward, I guess you'd say, are exchanging information and making decisions at that time. There is no next meeting scheduled currently. It's been mostly facilitated by messengers. I think everyone that's involved will be more than relieved to have you and, I presume, Lorelei.
There was an incident during our return.
An incident that will detain her from resuming her duties.
Potentially. They were taking her directly to Anero's temple to see if there were anything that could be done.
So we will await a report.
I'll check as soon as I head back on shore.
Having a high priest like Anura on the island is going to be a tremendous boon, especially because, unlike Lady Lorelei, his propensity to wander or the need for such seems to be less prevalent.
No, sometimes the universe has other plans. This last trip wasn't exactly something I had planned.
I totally understand. It's not that. It's that you, all of you are wrapped up in circumstances beyond your control at times, I know.
You know how it goes.
Better you than me. My children need to have some part of my life.
They make your winces a little like that.
Oh, my youngest son, or my son is an emperor, so.
And claims to destroyer of worlds. What's the worst could happen?
He destroys the world.
So you happen to be on?
Worlds. Multiple.
Statistically more likely.
Okay.
But they were all bad.
All right. So if you are not opposed, then we're just going to say you give her an update of where you've been doing what you've been doing, and she gives you an update of town status.
Yes, just anything. More just looking on anything outstanding, anything that could bubble up or become a major issue more quickly.
And so what I will do is between sessions, I will send you a more lengthy update of the events, things that she at least is aware of. And again, she's been getting information from sources on the island, so she's pretty aware of what's going on on the island. So
and for that matter, anything that's going on back on the mainland that may be important to know of.
Yeah. So
and I do also ask if she's returning soon, if she would not mind taking a few messages that can be relayed once they're on the mainland.
I'm going to send you one right now that may be pertinent sooner rather than later.
Shouldn't be yawning, but I am. I notice that I go to bed earlier on the weekends when I don't have to than I do on weekdays when I should.
One probably necessitates the other. You go to bed too late throughout the week, and by the weekend you're exhausted. You gotta go to bed earlier. I notice that my discipline to go to bed at a decent time and get up early falls apart a little about 2/3 of the way through summer.
I always go to bed at 11, and I always stay up an extra half hour.
And I'm taking a chair.
Well, then I go to bed earlier.
I always plan to go to bed by 11:30 or midnight. I often succeed. Sometimes.
I'm usually in bed at 9:30.
I can't do that. I need more time.
I also take medication at midnight. I'm actually prescribed 8 hours of sleep a night.
Everybody's prescribed. We just mostly ignore it.
It benefits.
7, 8, or 9 hours is common in the world.
So averaging 6 is not good.
Yeah, you're really bad.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I'll give you that. Let's see. Thea sleeps away the day. Jasmine sleeps away the day.
Ryan searching for trainers/trainers.
That's right. Let's do that. You said about 3 hours?
Sure. That works.
And I do have training to do too.
Pretty good roll.
You also have civic duties.
You can do that while sparring.
Sending you something now.
Explain to me the
Finish
problem.
typing.
Sounds like you're rolling good.
You need to go to the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office is the training grounds.
Also, I think in my sending I mentioned that I could be contacted again.
You have an appointment with the sheriff? Yes. Okay, grab that
I
longsword.
don't think I mentioned
Get
that
out
in
there.
I didn't mention the reincarnate, though. I didn't have enough words for that. I don't think so. I can double check something. There's a reply.
You're his 2 o'clock spotter.
You're at 2:30. Bring a friend. Prince of River, Prince of East, they really agree that they order big girls.
Oh, no. I didn't say anything about the tavern, but I did mention that I was a goblin.
To who? Oh, in the
When I did something that.
Alan Rickman played it. Yeah, who played Robin Hood? Kevin Costner.
Which is why the guy.
Yeah.
That's I'm the only Robin Hood with a British accent.
Robert was from what's 70s.
That's my first question mark.
Yeah.
Now I'm waiting.
The person
Sending texts so that no one will see. So perhaps in the podcast I will include.
I actually started listening to one that's really weird in my own voice.
All that. Yeah.
I started listening to Spotify. I found it very parts of the one way that went with it.
I know.
I got it.
Okay.
Yes, we should have both of them for next time.
4 whole new factions.
4 whole new
Actually,
factions.
played almost all of them.
Yeah.
No one played the thing. I don't know what I have.
They get to research like 2 things.
And then they started the lesson. Their ships are normal. 3 for 1.
If you don't want to miss any of the story, Low Moon Origins, Uprising, or Outsiders, like and follow our podcast. Please share it with friends.
Factions has is being on orbitals.
Yeah, that's what I think.
One back later, ships active on ships have space for.
Wow.
Yeah, that is. No, I thought they don't look. I knew they had special ones for that.
Cool.
I haven't looked at the rest yet.
Maybe they're star bases.
No,
Oh,
their star bases have them, but all their ships actually. They don't have transient cruisers.
Maybe they don't occupy planets, and that's why they need spaces on all their ships.
While I wait, Dan, I'll just train.
Yep. So if you forego sleep before that time, then you would get in about
Sorry, left hand.
Darn it, took his head off.
11
Left
hours.
hand.
Okay. And then
If you have
so
4 hours sleep, then you'd only get in 7 hours.
You should probably get sleep just in case this goes poorly.
Okay.
I'm like 7. And then, so for his equipment, there are things that just say like a week or days, like 8 hours a day you work on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because some things say like a time, like in hours, and other things say days.
Remember that you can count a portion of that time when you're making your equipment as training.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so it comes down to like if it's a week that you're training, you might get in maybe 8 to 10 hours of training during a week of constructing.
Okay, that's good enough, because I have a shield I really want to
You
make.
overlap it by about 20 to 25%, basically either way. You can spend a week making weapons and count 8-10 hours of training if you want to do that.
I think I'll do that then.
Because it's more than just like making the weapon out of its thing. There's meditations and preciseness and crafting and
It's like a
arts
really
and focus.
ritualistic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
probably.
Yep.
Okay, everything. I really need my shield back. That's huge.
That is huge. Okay,
Man, after a while, we're hurt.
I think we might have gotten to the point where we can.
Shield has
Okay.
5 damage.
So the next thing will be like probably in the evening. So that means there's time passing. So we're montaging to time passing. Sleeping. Womoto-sen's body's been returned.
Where's Womoto-sen's body?
Was with Jasmine.
So while I'm over there, I'll just double check everything.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has received healing that can. The only people that are there to actually check are Millie, Jasmine, and Taya, and they're all sleeping. Crying. Just sleep.
Can I tell that Taya has
Structural?
structural?
Yes.
Can I tell that she's at full?
Yes.
That she's not at full around?
She is at full. She got her leg on hand back and finished it off.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe a cooldown one. Do you know like what percentage of hit points they're at? Roughly.
That's kind of how healing works.
Using it in
Would be a good town is immediately remove a point of structure from somebody who's at full health.
That would
Or
be
full
really
points.
impressive.
Yeah, or at least
And
like
sort of magical. Okay.
our quarter point.
Dorkium was staying at the temple for the remainder of the day, correct?
Hanging out at the temple.
So then we go.
Meditating.
So that evening is the first opportunity for the Cypress Ford to come back into port. See if they make it or not.
When I get back, then we'll drop off the robot. I'll meditate or message.
Okay, so the Cypress Ford does come back in that evening before dusk. They must have made pretty good time or whatever. It's sitting a little low in the water. It is a smaller ship. It's a Boyer, which is a single-masted vessel. They have a optional mast that they can, like a yard that they can string on the rear to get a triangular sail to back there for small maneuvers and like that. But basically, it's one singular square sail in the middle of the boat. It has heavy crossbows mounted mounted, but other than that, no other ship weaponry. And they maneuver into position not too far offshore, and we'll just assume you had somebody keeping an eye out, and a message comes to you that the ship has returned to port. So you could theoretically. Also, by that time, you would probably have Hugh back again. He wasn't allowed to go out to the Trade 1 ship of the line to visit Victor, so he probably came to look you up instead. In theory, they will be offloading cargo in the morning. They don't. Most ships don't offload in the dark.
So I can go fire now or after we go.
So you can do whatever you want. They're on the ship. They just parked pretty much. So
We'll go there and look for this captain.
okay, he will go with you. You'll have to rent a launch, which he will happily pay for since he's up 18 silver in this whole transaction so far. Actually, 38. Did you give 2 gold or 1?
2.
2, yes. He's up 38 silver right now. He probably brought you dinner too.
Come see me, I'll give you money.
Yeah, anyway, so he pays the 6 copper for the launch trip both directions. And so it doesn't come with oarsmen, so you have to row it yourself. And there's 2 spots so you and Hugh can both row. Do you have small boats or anything like that? Okay. So he's done it enough before that shouldn't be a problem. But he doesn't technically have the skill either. So you row the boat, roll a d20. I am really hot on the dice tonight.
Yeah, well, there's
Good thing you're not fighting combat, that's all I gotta say. Although all my rolls have been low, so maybe it'll be a good time to fight combat. Alright, so between the two of you, you managed to navigate out there. You do think that, you've seen launches go, and you do not think that yours and his launch is going efficiently. But it is effective. You do arrive near the boat. As you are arriving, a man comes to the rail and is looking down. You saw 3 or 4 people moving around in the boat previously. Now you only see him. He is not armed. He's dressed like a sailor, but there is a heavy crossbow up on the railing not too far away from him. Doesn't appear to be loaded, however. And he leans over and he says, "Ahoy in the boat!"
Hello, welcome to port.
Thank you.
Looking for a captain by the name of Batista.
Captain Batista is aboard.
I apologize, I don't know the proper procedure of requesting an audience with him.
Stand there. I'll see if he wants visitors. You usually just say, permission to come aboard, but he probably would have had to ask the captain anyway, so it doesn't really change it. Watch your hands there between the launch and the boat. Also, roll a d20 versus con to see if you're seasick a little bit. Out here, the water's a little choppy. No problem. Nor is he. All right, the 2 of you sit there with the boat kind of going up and down like this, and the bowyer's floating up and down, and you see a heavy rope line that's coming out of the bow of the bowyer and going down into the water, so you think they're at anchor. It's not a chain, it's a heavy rope. And then the man returns to the rail, and he looks down at you to see exactly where you're at. It's only about a 6-foot drop from the deck where he is up there. You could probably jump up and grab, pull on if you needed to. And then another man steps up to the rail, and this guy's wearing an evening coat. It's a sort of silky violet-hued coat, almost looks like a bathrobe of the sort. And his hair is in a ponytail behind his head, probably in his late 40s. He's definitely kind of well-tanned skin, which a lot of sailors have that, but his seems more maybe natural, he's not true Caucasian or whatever. And he has a bit of a pointy nose, and he's holding a pipe which has tiny glowing orange embers in it and a bit of smoke, and maybe catch a hint of a woodish smell. And says, "I'm Captain Batista. What can I do for you?"
My name's Leon Starfetcher. I have some questions to ask you about possible recent cargo. Permission to come aboard?
I suppose.
It's of a personal nature. It's not anything bad.
We can meet in my office. You'll have to surrender your weaponry to my men. No arms aboard ship.
Okay.
You want me to stay here in the boat? Come up? What?
It's going to be a long swim back.
We can tie the boat off, and I can come up. If I stay out, they probably won't take my weapons.
Probably better to stay here.
Right.
Would it be acceptable if I left my stuff in our boat here?
That's fine. Even better, actually.
What you call it? Arrow holder.
You keep any weaponry, a knife, a dagger. All right. And they drop a rope ladder, and you just shimmy up, make a dex check. No problem. When you get up on deck, you see that there are 4 crewmen. You do not see the captain. The one that was standing by the rope has not changed. He's still not armed. But the other 3 now have arms. 2 of them have cutlasses, and one has a belaying pin, which is basically a small club. They have them in hand. They don't have scabbards. They're wearing sailor's clothes. So and they just kind of stand aside, and the guy by the boat says, "I'll show you the way." The light is getting really dim. The sun is basically setting, and when you enter the little hallway that leads back into the back poop deck, It's dark in the hallway, but you can see a lantern lit at the end of the hall. The ceiling is only about 5.5 feet, so you have to duck the whole time. There's stairs going down to the left, right there, right in front of the door that you're going into. And then when you step inside, the ceiling gets taller. So it's not in the hall anymore, but there is a beam that goes across basically these are the captain's quarters. And you make a dex check to make sure you don't bump your head on the beam. No problem. And once you step past the beam, you can stand up straight. You don't have to bend over or whatever. Captain's seated in a chair at the end of a table that fills about 3/4 of that part of the room, but not right in front of the door. And then the man who was with you, who is unarmed, steps in as well, and he pulls the door shut. Captain says, "What can I do for you?"
I am seeking the remains of an animal companion. It's a large green cat, tiger, familiar with those.
Tigers are real common in the Pan Reach. I know what a tiger is. Even Villahermosa has tigers. But the tiger you describe, not a normal tiger. Tigers aren't usually green.
No, I'll admit it was not of this planet.
Not of this planet?
Yes.
I'm not sure I know what you mean exactly, but I take it to mean not from anywhere around here. So now I own this ship, but I work for a guild. Giving any information out about any cargo that we might or might not have hauled is kind of frowned upon. Would you say you think you own this cat?
For the lack of a better term, yeah.
Now that poses a problem, that's for sure.
Are you familiar with what I'm talking about or something like that?
Let's say that I am aware of a cat that shipped out of this port. The cat you were describing was not dead, it was alive.
I think that possibility. It was a companion of mine. The cat was supernaturally intelligent and had been adventuring. The cat passed away and I was forced to leave the area that he was.
You're using a lot of words that make my sailors very nervous if they heard him. He looks past you at the other guy. He looks past you at the one guy that is in the room, and he says, "Nothing of which we speak about here is to be repeated. You understand? Under penalty of flogging." "Oh, absolutely. When the door is closed, nothing is to be repeated. I got that." Lee's my bosun aboard ship, helps me keep discipline, gets me from point A to point B. Let's say we know who shipped the cat and maybe who owns the cat, or at least took possession of the cat on the other end of the line. If I give out such information, I will be betraying a trust, something that costs me, maybe stops costing me at no time in the near future.
Well, perhaps you don't have to give me information, so perhaps you give me a name of someone might also would want you to betray your standing guild.
That might be possible, but it wouldn't be here in town, be in the capital of the Pan Reach.
Sorry, that was awful.
Let's say you let me sleep on it. I'll let you know in the morning for sure. If by some chance this individual should come to mind and my exposing their identity to you doesn't propose me too much of a problem, then when we're in town in the morning, we'll let you know. Wouldn't want to become known as somebody who either hauls or protects those who haul stolen goods. But at the same time, we've already discussed how this could put me in a precarious position. If you are interested in following up on it further, we are likely to be headed back to the capital day after tomorrow with the tide at the latest, possibly tomorrow night on the ebb tide. We're making runs back and forth, and each run has been very profitable so far.
How long is that trip?
Less than a day, plus unloading. So if we leave on the ebb tide and sail all night, we could make it there by second watch and then offload in daylight. May or may not have time to get the cargo loaded up the same day. So this
I'm
time,
assuming there would be a price for such a trip. For you to take on extra passengers.
yeah, no room for passengers aboard. If you came, you'd be part of the crew. The guild doesn't allow passengers in any case. There might be somebody else making the run. You might find another way to go.
When you think about it at night, I will do my best with that. It is agreeable. I will check back here in the morning. If you have need to get a hold of me sooner than that, you may inquire with what's Victor's name.
Like here?
Yeah.
On the island. I think he's the head of the reigning council, basically. They formed a council now, so originally he was like the head honcho, but now they formed a
If I
council.
wanted to give them a name of somewhere to go to, like get word to me or get a hold of me.
I mean, the Lord Victor, or, any well-known party member, probably even yourself. Most people now probably find you if they wanted to.
If you're in need of, or if you come to a decision before then, you can find me in town. I well know, a lot of people know, so.
No problem. Let me give you one piece of free advice. Let's say this doesn't go the way you might hope, and I'm not able to help you with transport or any additional information. I could say this. A cat like that, like the one that you described, being sort of otherworldly, fetch a real nice price in a slave market in Pan Reach. And there's only a couple of those that would handle the otherworldly. Most of them stay away from anything they don't understand.
Understood.
Also, most of those markets, they sell every couple days or so, keep their cages turning over pretty quickly. So let's say if the cat traveled from here to there over a week ago, I'd expect it to already have been sold. All hypothetically, of course. And if anybody asks, I didn't give you anything of any real value, that includes if I decide tomorrow to give you more.
Well,
Fetch him a bottle of rum for his trouble, as you wish.
let's just say if you do decide to part with any more information or knowledge, you can very properly.
I'll take that into consideration. Okay, so the sailor opened the door, left, and then when the captain stands up and urges for a little bit, you get the impression that it's time to go. And as you step out in the hallway, the sailor returns and gives you two, they're not transparent or translucent, they're ceramic bottles. They're opaque in nature and they're corked at the top. And both of them say XXIX and then rum and then XXIX on, like, embossed on the side of the bottle, not printed. The captain says, for your trouble.
Be sure to thank your captain.
Absolutely. He shows you back to the rail. You see the rope ladder still hanging there. The ship is still rocking pretty good. You look down and see that he was still in the boat and your equipment is still laying there. And
I'd like to make my way down deck stairs.
okay. And now you have 2 bottles of rum. You probably could hand the rum down first if you want. It's only 6 feet.
I probably stashed it.
Stuck them in your belt or something.
I'm not in a bag or something.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Roll a deck check.
14.
All right. So you're back in the boat. Roll a d20 to see if you and Hugh can navigate the boat back to shore. It is dark now and you have no light. You see the lights in the distance. Yeah. So you manage to do so. You do have to take several turns as you're moving back, and it's so dark and the cloud canopy is heavy. No starlight, very little moonlight. And a couple of times you're like coming up on a boat and you're headed right for it and you have to turn and go around it. And then finally you can see the lights actually on the shore in the distance, or so you think. And then you get closer and closer and pick out, well, it's not those lights there, it's actually those lights, and you manage to make it back. All right. So you're going to be waiting until the next morning for him to decide whether or not he's going to do more.
I would like to give Victor an update.
Okay. So,
Drawn out.
no problem. So you find Victor probably at his house by that time, I would think. You know that Lorelei is alive. You've heard that.
Well, yeah, I was going to go check in at the temple
Yeah.
west.
She's alive. Womatosen is there and scheduled to be raised in the morning. Well, late morning. He has to get her raised dead and a commune or dry.
Yeah,
Commune or die try.
No, definitely not.
I check in on Lorelei momentarily.
Never back Athena
And
in
then
the
leave.
corner.
You good?
I'm probably asleep.
No.
Yeah, she's sleeping.
I mean alignment. Are you good?
Are you a good person still? Could you be, maybe? Hopefully?
Did
You're
you
sleeping?
revert yet?
Come over. Wait up. You okay? Okay, good. Go back to sleep.
Do you have
Then you see alignment change
any
overhead.
interest in conquering planets? No? Okay, good.
Just this one.
Why not?
That was just a phase.
That's
The acolyte shows him into the room. He runs forward to the edge of the bed. You wake up. Somebody just ran in your room. You look up and you see it. You thought you heard running stuff, though.
Are you running?
Something's
Why are you
odd's happening. I've been running everywhere.
Maybe it was fortuitous that I died.
No.
Okay,
No.
Dorkian's weird. You're weird. I haven't seen anyone else. You guys aren't right after being in that portal.
I am the goblin.
He's been a goblin.
Old news, bud.
In the grand scheme of things, I just get places faster. And
Yeah,
cause
until
panics.
something bad happens from it.
Anyways, I'm trying not to let the little stuff get to me anymore. But you're good,
I'm alive.
and that's good.
Remains to be seen.
Okay, no desires to not be alive, because occasionally you've changed your mind.
I'm fine.
Okay, good.
I'm not going to reach over and pick up a knife and stab it through my chest, if that's what you're asking.
Well, of course not. That'd be the easy path. Okay.
Something is going on with Dorkian, and I'm afraid that Ren might influence him to do something incredibly stupid.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You want me to go in a room with 2 people who are drastically smarter than I am and tell them not to do anything stupid?
Yeah, pretty much. You do have an aura of authority. And plus it involves a spell, so just flick him in the nose.
That's where the quote works.
I'm gonna be there all day. I got places to be and things to run.
I'm
But
not
anyways, I'll
anything
check.
to deal with it.
I'll check in on them real quick and just ask them not to do anything.
Cavalier the crap out of this situation.
Dorkians seem to be opposed to the action, but Ren wanted to explore it more.
Now that's odd.
And
Dorkin's usually the one who wants to explore things.
his predicament has put a fear in him of somewhat.
Hmm.
There's a lot going on there. When he cast the dimension door to get himself across with the earth on the other side of the earth elementals, he momentarily split into 2 people, both Dorkian, and then instantly the original sucked up the duplicate, and the duplicate was quite angry. It was something that happened very, very fast. I happened to be looking and trying to concentrate and see what he was casting. It's the only reason I even saw it. And then his failed teleport or his messed up teleport. There's something wrong with him transporting himself. Just say it.
I got nothing.
Okay, well, there's something messed up since the Penguin Man came to the tent. There's a lot that happened before we went to Ravenloft.
Penguin Man?
Yes. Penguin.
I forgot about that.
Okay, I'm familiar with penguins, but not penguin.
The Penguin. He felt inclined to tell me several times. It was quite annoying.
Okay,
I was praying at the
there's
time.
Context here that I'm
You'd
not
have to get
getting.
you'd have to get for Dorkian.
So-
I was praying for resurrection at the time.
So I'll check in, make sure that they don't do anything more unusual than normal or dangerous than normal.
I just don't want him to split permanently, and then we have two Dorkians, and who knows what the mentality of the other one would be. At least the one that we have is fairly amenable towards good. Who knows what the other one would be.
Okay. And I would recommend that you find a way of getting a note to the king when you can.
About what?
Your return, your good health.
Okay.
Just in general, since we've been gone for 3 weeks.
She's lying there, like practically just
She's just like, whatever.
can't even lift a spell book right now.
Yeah, I did just walk out and leave my spellbook on the floor because I was not picking it up. It was enough to get up off the floor.
So I'll let you rest. If you do need anything that I can help with, have someone find me.
I have an acolyte and a team of acolytes under her.
Yes,
Acolytes galore.
yes, but none of them are me.
Ifis was around somewhere.
That was a really cool idea for us. We're not going to.
Acolytes galore.
I'll look so like all the characters are acolytes in the temple, and they have like common everyday tasks, but then they occasionally have like extreme visitors or whatever that they have to do special things.
That's the next kids group.
The acolytes instead of the Palace Paiges.
Lone acolyte.
I wasn't thinking role playing, I was thinking like a board game or card game.
Palace Paiges.
Oh,
What's this
and did you
acolytes?
leave anything behind in your tent of particular importance to you?
To me, no.
Okay.
The body of the tiger was in there.
Not anymore. Apparently something happened, there's a ship involved. I don't have all the details.
You're really not sitting down and getting a whole lot of pictures of things, are you?
I've been a little frantic.
He's
Yeah.
been doing a lot of running around.
It's probably due to whatever happened to you in that portal.
I'm gonna start using that verb a
Well,
lot.
I mean,
I've been doing a lot of running around.
it's
I've
been
running
a
errands
while
all
since
day.
I slept too.
Yeah.
But there's this thing called coffee. It's doing a pretty good job of keeping me up.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll go check on Dorkian and Ren. Yeah, Ren. Don't know where Millie is.
Last I
I'm
heard.
just trying to keep track of it.
Last I heard, she was at the. Last I heard about them, they were at the shelter. Jasmine, Taya, Millie were all there.
So you're able to locate, we'll just fast forward through that, you're able to locate all the members.
I just tell them, don't do anything crazy, at least not without telling somebody first.
We
They're
decided to
meditating
hold off on
currently,
that.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, that means they can hear me.
No, actually.
If you meditate on what happened while you're in meditation, you'll hear me.
I'm assuming somebody picked my spellbook off the floor when I was leaving
Yeah,
the room.
Dorothy grabbed it.
10
It was a bit too heavy
intelligence.
for me.
It makes sense to
I mean,
me.
the acolytes would have grabbed it, given the
The
opportunity.
worst part is Dorkin can probably hear because he's
I mean, he only grabbed it for somebody else.
They could take it to her. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna be wrapping up because I still have like a couple hours work I have to do tonight, but we're gonna do some kind of like housework stuff with that, with the plot, if you will. So come that night, your event will take place. You and I'll have to basically, you're gonna show up to an ambush. You and I have to play that out at some point.
Awkward.
Mortality roll.
And we can do that if you want.
Those are always
Can't we just roll a bucket of dice
60%.
instead?
Did you say 50%?
60.
60%.
60% mortality roll. It's an ambush.
I'm rolling it.
No, you don't.
No.
Yeah, pretty hard to surprise.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay, 50%. Come up with another reason. Maybe we'll get down to 48%.
I run fast.
They don't expect a goblin
No,
child?
So does he.
Nope, so does he.
No, he's already seen him, so that's it. Okay. Anyway,
Anyway.
we're not doing more.
Listen.
A mortality roll was not offered. It was only joked about.
Yeah.
Okay. So you and I have to figure that out at some point.
Just think of it as an extreme form of training.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
And
my
then-
training.
In the morning, Leon will receive a message from the Cyprus board, and it is that no further information can be given. However, if you want to seek information from someone
someone who might be able to actually give it, then he would suggest checking at the Tom's Mass Ownership Emporium in the Pan Reach, which limited inquiry will tell you is a slave auction that handles the bazaar. Tom's Mass Ownership Emporium.
I just have to ask, have we been there before?
I don't know if you've been to that one or not, but you've been to them.
I just remember in the Pan's Reach, us going to something to try and steal something from a auction before it was auctioned, and I remember the town like being destroyed by a tsunami or something while we were there.
Yeah,
but I don't think I was
been to the slave markets before.
I don't think I was
It's where they lost IFAS.
I just couldn't remember whether they were there to
That's
get IFAS or lose.
That's the adventure in which they lost IFAS. IFAS
That's
was
right.
there with
It's
the party,
when-
and she got assassinated.
It's when we were working on stuff either related to Kendra or Lorelei.
I remember
I think it was Kendra.
Lorelei was there. I was there.
I don't think Lorelei was there. I don't think
Lorelei
Victor was
there.
there.
Then we had already resolved because Lorelei did not matter after.
Lorelei IFAS was taken after I had the clone.
That's the same adventure in which Aaron did the cameo and betrayed the party.
Yeah.
Right, but I thought that was during one of the. I thought that was while Lorelei was possessed and
What's that?
Victor was possessed.
No, because I was playing IFAS at the time.
So
IFAS
you weren't. So Lorelei wasn't there.
Correct. But I was playing IFAS, and IFAS wasn't taken by anybody while I had
Okay,
her.
that's
Because
right.
IFAS was kind of leading the group and driving forward.
Remember, it was something along the lines of
Yeah.
like between when we had finished
I think it's just
the
after you
Agent
got
Kendra
Lorelei
and
back.
Lorelei. I think Lorelei had
The clone.
I think
the
we
team
were.
of Aries or whatever, and was
Because
going
IFAS
on
became
a
possessed
rampage.
after the clone.
And then there was like a lich or something, and then the two big lizardy guys, one of which being John.
You're right, because she got possessed by one of the dwarf spirits. There.
And stopped the time stop.
Because it went out of
And then,
Bono.
like, Lorelei ended up.
The spirit that was in Bono
Is
Is that
took
that's
over
what we were there
IFAS.
for?
Mhm.
and
We were
supposed
there.
to-
We were
Lorelei
there
was
for
there.
Bono
Yep.
or something.
That's right.
Okay.
And Bono's ghost went into
Okay.
IFAS.
Anyway, so you have the name of an ownership emporium in Japan Reach, which may have more information about the cat. Basically, is what you got. And he didn't specifically say that the offer was open for you to use his ship to get there or not. He just said can't offer any more information. But if you want to inquire with somebody who can, search this place out. In the morning, Dorkian will hear from Anura that Athena refused to grant contact other commune. Yeah. He refused to grant a commune, so he cannot ask her 15 questions about your life.
Plus, we're all same.
However, he did get a divination, and I am pushing the button to send you the riddle right now.
Those, but I also don't like
Here you go,
divinations
figure it
because
out.
if you ask him and he asks the same questions, you have to go deal with it.
She asks the same question too many times in divination. They get mad at you for not figuring
kinda
it
long.
out.
8 stanzas.
But both of them have their drawbacks. One, I don't really like riddles, so I don't like.
Are we
This
still
is where
going to visit
my
Sarah?
goddess is very easy to satisfy.
Wilma Sen,
Just
an
wait.
attempt made to bring her back to life. Much to the chagrin of Hunter, the two-handed sword. He's definitely coming back to life. In 08.
Oh, I was going to say.
And in 06. She lives.
Yay!
Where am I?
Adve-
Where am I going to be?
Adventure Island. We are out of Ravenloft.
It is a raised dead as well, so she's one day behind you in
She can come stay in my room.
not very big rooms, so they'll probably just give her one next to you and that lady can be double duty.
Welcome back.
Ironically, because of her special ability as a Wu Yen, she can probably recover from raised dead faster than you. So she's a day behind you and probably get done a day before you. But maybe she could teach you how to do that.
Me and my wonderful cleric ability. I do have that hole that has nothing going on there. I don't have beast magic anymore. I don't have Riawa anymore.
All the cool experimental oddities.
You're not possessed.
But I was
by,
the
you're not
mistress to
possessed by
that,
a-
so
That's kind of balanced.
Pretty much.
terrifying
Yes, yeah,
the
you
masses.
got
Maybe that's
you got
what's
a-
missing is the hint of evil.
A universe-wide or
Probably.
megaverse-wide reputation.
Yeah.
You traded it off for a megaverse-wide reputation. You can make normal people wet themselves on millions of planets.
Just dress in black and go.
I've been looking for
Okay,
you.
hold on. Okay, so guys, here's our plan to invade the evil spacefaring race's capital. Lorelei, you're dressing up as the Mistress of Darkness.
Yeah.
Mistress Death.
We're all gonna put on
And we're your follow, we're your minions. So yes, lots of black and spikes and stuff. We'll figure it out.
We'll play it by ear.
We'll play it by ear.
I don't think we want me to play in that realm again.
As long as she doesn't relapse.
Lorelei, you're not being evil enough. Have
Hold on,
that
I know
man
where-
beaten. okay, maybe not too much.
Well, I do know where there's a book that could help with that. They probably just let me read it again.
Evil does sometimes heighten your
Jasmine is awake and memorizing.
Well,
Momento-san is alive and recuperating. Yeah, and memorizing. It depends on you're setting your own schedule, so
Might as well power up.
get 6 hours sleep.
Yeah, I definitely need to.
Get a whole bunch of healing
spells.
spells.
First, fourth level spell.
Are there any spells that you would also recommend that I switch out to?
It looks like there is an impending quest to pursue the salvation of Dorkian. Depending on how Ryan's ambush goes, they may need to pursue getting him brought back to life. And Ray's dead doesn't work on goblins, so
That's
it could be
only
slightly more
reincarnation
troublesome.
or
Sounds like you're up. That's right.
7. Oh, I get it.
60. I have training. I have training.
Lots of it.
I don't.
The only one, so Dorkian's thing is kind of urgent, potentially pursuing a solution to the intelligence thing. And Leon's thing is kind of urgent, pursuing the cat, because he feels like he's getting further and further away.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
He doesn't even notice it's
probably
gone.
notices
Yeah.
that Victor's a little more dull than normal. Eventually, you guys might figure it out, but he's never been,
Particularly bright.
that keen intelligence guy.
And he still has enough intelligence to get there, right?
Yep,
That's
exactly.
the most important thing.
Just can't lose one more point.
Thank goodness for that years ago. Was that intelligence or wisdom that you got by smoking the pipe with?
It was intelligence, because I was 11.
He was smoking a pipe with the wise men of the tribe for like 2 days straight, and it gave him a point of intelligence.
So there you go. You just need to go smoke a pipe for a couple days.
It's true. If Victor told him about that, he'd be like, I can just go there, and
I have to do this
as long as
epic
they were
quest.
willing. That's a pretty epic quest, though. It's like across the galaxy. It's not on Earth. So.
I mean,
Yeah, well, I think they only touch this plane once every 8 years or something.
It only seems like I just need a full moon, a farmer's almanac, and a potion of age reversal
good luck with that.
at the same time. That's what it said.
And your thinks that there's a significant blessing involved as well.
Oh yeah, it does say that a healer has a sacred word.
Possibly a heal or a restoration.
Ooh, we're all over. Yeah.
A sacred word, divine and whole. From a healer with whole.
That sounds like a heal or a restoration or regeneration.
I
It
can
would
only
be
do one of those.
easy enough for him to determine which. Not necessarily that day, but soon.
One day soon, not now.
Does he know when the next full moon is?
In about a week, 8 days.
Huh, I'll be done being weak.
I'll miss that one halfway to
I
home.
think it's so soft.
Or travel.
Then sleep.
No.
So yeah, you could do that now. You probably could get to a full moon in 3 or 4 days.
Well, don't you have like
Just go to a different part of the
bodybuilding? Won't
world.
that help your con?
I also need both.
My con's fine.
And the heart.
I know. I'm just saying, gain a benefit from
Which
it.
is
The potion.
I can't go up any higher.
Oh,
Which I assume Sarah could probably run.
assuming your strength and your dex are.
She might be able to provide everything for that ritual.
Endurance.
Or she might be able to know if you're on the right track as far as that's what you need for the ritual.
I need to ask her about this thing too.
Ren will beat me on speed. I'll rate Ren on endurance.
Oh, yeah.
Because I forgot to ask what's his face about it.
And Euro?
Which is the third thing.
Oh,
Endura.
and Euro?
Yeah, I mean,
Never refer to his Endura as what's his face. It's disrespectful.
I'm terrible with proper nouns. I'm sorry.
Especially now that you're a magic man.
Thank you for capturing that.
It was a good quote.
Occasionally Victor has those.
This concludes this episode of Low Moon Origins.
Thank you, sir.
Apologize that we didn't get quite as much done as we might have hoped for, but I was a little limited on time. Goodbye. Stay tuned for more Low Moonian adventures.